Welcome, Charlotte. I'm very happy to see you here. We started together, I think now 5 months, maybe 5.5 months ago, and you did an amazing, beautiful process. For the ones listening, you are recently divorced. You have two teenage daughters, and I don't know what you want to add to it. So maybe you can shortly introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Charlotte. I'm 45, turning 46 end of this year. And I think almost 2 years ago, I started feeling, this isn't working for me anymore. But after, well, between thinking and feeling and actually going through the decision, some time passed by. And somewhere along the line, I crossed your path on Instagram. I thought, this is interesting. Maybe I should contact her. And so I did. And a couple of months later, I was telling my husband I wanted to divorce. And
Mhm.
another couple of months later, here we are.
Yes.
Almost.
Yeah, and I remember, the first call we had, I still have the image like you were in the house, and I think also a bit like no one, I don't know if there were people in the house, but like no one can hear this or see this. So where were
Yeah.
you in your process or the divorce journey when you came into my world or when we had the first call?
Well, I've been back and forth for a couple of years. Um, Talking to my friends now, they keep telling me, don't you know you've been talking about this for years, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 10 years, that you were doubting the relationship, and still you hang on for the kids or for just trying to be perfect and trying to fit in. And sometimes you were happy, but sometimes you weren't. So yeah, I've been back and forth for a long time. And then at some point when I was 44, I think, I thought, is this going to be the next my life for the next 25 years? And I was like, no, this is not going to happen to me. I can't do this anymore. I have to be honest with myself and with him and with the kids.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was quite a process,
Mhm.
through feeling all these feelings and being honest and then being openly about it,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
or
And
open up.
when you like were in the zone of going back and forth and all those emotions, like how did your days feel like back then? Like what was the heaviest for you?
The heaviest was not being sure about my own feelings and not being sure about my own gut and my own intuition, and not daring to listen to it, and not being able to talk to anyone about it. I had some friends, but yeah, there's a lot of shame around it because you want to be perfect and you want to fit in because you have everything. You have the house, you have the dog, you have the kids, you have the work, the career, the friends, everything was in place, and still something felt off. And yeah, you feel really guilty about it, and you can't really talk to anyone because nobody understands.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
it feels quite lonely then, like you don't have anyone outside, but also you don't trust your own self. So it's like somehow you're like lost, like a little boat on the sea, not knowing where the harbor
Yes,
is.
and also, why can't you be grateful or thankful about your
Mhm.
life, and not really feeling, how can I? What I also felt was there was no expansion anymore in my life. I felt
Mhm.
stuck,
Mhm.
and but I couldn't really pinpoint what it was. But now that I'm out of my marriage, I finally feel the possibilities again, and the possibility for expansion, and the possibility for growth and new adventures, and yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
really
Like you get
lifting.
oxygen again.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. And what did you already tried before we started? Were there things you already tried in all those years, or?
Oh, in all those years, I worked a lot on myself because I thought, well, if he doesn't want to change, or he doesn't want to talk, or he thinks everything is fine, maybe I'm the problem. So I went to psychologists, I went to life coaches, I did the retreats, I did the yoga, the meditation, I talked to friends, I tried new hobbies. And also, even at some point when he didn't want to earn more to pay for our life, I was like, well, then I will have to be the main, how do you say it in English? Yeah, the one who earns the most of money in the household. And then I became the workaholic in his eyes. So it was really, the situation was really off between us.
Like you're really searching and learning and adapting yourself, like to make it work. And I think it's something that, yeah, a lot of women will recognize. Like you have the hope, like we need to make this work. Like I will try to do anything to make it
Yeah.
work.
And talk to him and try to open the conversation, even when he went silent or when he went mad or when he took off or whatever. You still go after him and you still are patient and you still think, well, something will ever change. Probably you hope for the change, but it never comes. And then at some point you say, oh, it's been 25 years now. If he doesn't want to change, then I will have to, because this isn't working. But it's a really hard decision because, yeah, there's a lot of people involved and everybody thinks everything is okay and everything is fine and you're doing well and you're stuck. And
Yeah.
it's the stuckness and you can't really put your finger on it. It's, yeah, until you start talking to you and
Yeah. And when,
there are possibilities and there are
yeah.
ways.
And when you look back now, like what are the biggest internal shifts you've made since we worked together?
Um, the big one for me is learning to trust your gut again. That the really, 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 really silent voice inside you is probably the one you should listen to. It's not the loud ones. It's not your ego telling you to be thankful and telling you to be perfect and telling you to be patient, because that's conditioning, but really the one not screaming, but really silent. Hey, this is not working. I'm not sure about this. I don't feel this is good for me. Actually, I'm very lonely, or actually, yeah, I'm not feeling heard, or I'm not feeling seen, or
And how do you notice the shift like in your day-to-day life that you have more connection with this inner gut feeling? Like what changed, or how do you see things differently in your day-to-day life that you
uh,
do in relationships and work
the
with your
thing now
ex?
is also, now that I know I can listen to it, the next thing I learned was and act upon it. And is really also, you, is this what you feel? Tell what you feel and ask for a conversation and ask for the other person to step up and not just settle for crumbs, or how do you say it? For somebody that says, well, you're not, what you're saying is wrong, or no, try to have the difficult conversation, lean in the uncomfortable, and yeah, go through the fear. Even if the fear is there, just go through it and flip it. Also one of the exercises, because most of the time what you fear is not true.
And do you have like a moment where you can describe maybe how you reacted differently now than the old you would have?
Yeah, it's where you, in relationships where you feel I'm not, I'm not agreeing with what you say, or I feel not heard or not seen. And then at that point, instead of being silent, you actually tell what you feel. And it is so difficult because we are not yeah, conditioned. We never learned talking about our feelings. And it makes a whole lot of difference because people actually will listen to you when
Mhm,
you're
mhm,
honest and when you're, and not blaming the other person, but just telling what you feel.
mhm.
And it makes a huge difference in the way people react and the way people
Mhm.
see you. And
Yeah,
there's
it's almost like you're giving yourself a spot, like you claim your voice, you claim your space, like I am here too.
yeah, and exactly that is giving yourself permission and telling yourself what I feel is legit and
Mhm,
matters.
mhm,
And especially the last one, it matters what I feel, and I don't just have to sweep it under the rug. I can actually look at it and try to, yeah, live by it.
mhm, mhm. And what you described, like in the beginning, before we start working, I had like years in the limbo, doubting, maybe lonely, disconnected from who I was, feeling stuck. If you would describe your days now and the woman you are today, how would you describe her?
Um, I have a lot more fun. I do so many things without any feeling of guilt and without any hesitation. When I feel like doing something, I just go and do it. I enjoy my hours spent with friends, while before I would feel guilty and I would feel, even then, I wouldn't enjoy it as much because I think, ooh, what is he going to think? And is he going to be mad when I come home, or is he going to resent me for it silently? So I have to just feel it in his way
Mhm,
he acts to me. And now I can just go about my day, and I don't have the stress anymore, the daily stress of what is his, how is he thinking, how is he feeling, is he gonna be nice to me, or is he gonna be
mhm,
silent, or is he gonna be, because he was never
mhm,
really explicitly mad or sad or anything, but he just, there was this feeling underlying
mhm,
underneath,
mhm,
this feeling of resentment that I could feel all the time, or the judgment, and it's all
mhm,
gone now. I don't have that anymore.
mhm,
So I'm a lot more free, and I feel I can breathe again, and I can, yeah, go out
mhm.
without, yeah, judgment.
Yeah, just be yourself without this quiet voice in your head, like, oh no, what will it be when I come home and how will he act and react?
Yeah, and having the feeling of always falling short, like
Mhm,
never meeting up to his expectations,
mhm,
not being the good wife, not being the good mother, not being the good friend, not being the good whatever.
mhm,
I was a workaholic, or I was too impulsive, or I was too loud, or I was
mhm,
not thinking things through enough, or yeah, there was always
mhm,
something.
mhm.
Um,
And you said like, yeah, you did a lot. I didn't know you did so much, like retreats and yoga and all the stuff.
oh yeah.
So what do you think that is different about what we did together and what made the shift? Like, why did it land for you?
Most of the things I did, like psychology, seeing a psychologist, or going to retreats, or doing group sessions, or whatever, is always about getting the insights why you do these things, but they're not hands on. And here in this course, you actually learn how to act upon what you feel and do something with it and make a change, literally change
Mhm,
what you do and what you think, and look differently at the things that happen to you, or that you feel, or want, or, and not just sit with it and think, ah, so yes, ah yeah, that's how I am, or ah, that's from my past, ah yeah, okay, now I know. But yeah, so
mhm,
no, you have to work upon, do the work, and flip your thoughts and go to the positive instead of staying in your grief or staying in your madness or staying in your whatever.
Mhm. And what do you think was then the most different thing? Like, what made it for you more doing instead of just being aware?
But for me, what really helped was the small exercises that you gave, like flipping and seeing the positive, and the mirror talks in the morning and in the evening. But the one that was most helpful for me, as I said it before, is the tapping.
Mhm, mhm,
Um, you actually, if you do it twice a day, a couple of days, you feel the shift
mhm,
immediately.
mhm,
I know I've been struggling to get the words out to my ex-husband about getting the divorce for years, and then there was this month course I could follow, where you would help me to get the words out. Well, we weren't even 2 weeks far in the course, and I was already telling him I wanted the divorce after years of doubting. So for me,
mhm,
that was really the game changer.
mhm.
Yeah.
And what feels like possible for you now? Like the weight is away, he's not like there judging you, you are feeling your inner good again. You become so, yeah, I think the beautiful thing I saw is like a woman who was almost I let's say gray, like not a gray mouse. I think
No,
you
no.
were already a very strong woman in everything you did, but like you had a lot of wishes and desires, but you never expressed them fully, or you're like, oh, I can't do this. I have to adapt myself. And I saw you grow like a woman who is now
There was a
showing her
month.
colors and her wishes and desires and is going for it. Um, what feels for you possible now, like when you are opening up like this?
Yeah, I can now act upon what I feel.
Mhm,
And before I felt a lot and I felt a lot of desires, but I felt so judged for who I
mhm,
was and what I wanted.
mhm,
Because I was with a person, a partner who had different views on the world, and where the things I want were bad, and that was not the way it was going. It should be in his eyes, and now I can just desire and and act upon those desires, like traveling. I know as of a young girl, I wanted to travel the world,
mhm,
and in all those years I was with him, we went to France for 15 years. And I love France. It's a great country to travel, but I wanted to really explore the world. And now I'm going to Poland. I'm going to Greece. I'm going to do the Kilimanjaro. And all in one year. Like I'm
mhm,
actually making
mhm,
plans and not feeling bad about it.
mhm. It's like you're finally doing all the things you wished, but like I think the main block was like the judgment part and the
Yeah,
guilt part, like that were the prison bars that kept
yeah,
you.
yeah. Because we were so different and we had a different view on the world.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
And what is like a thing you would say to women who are listening and are exactly where you were in the beginning? Like they know, but they are in the limbo, or they know they told, but they can't move. Like what would you tell them or give it as advice or
Well, the thing I've already said to two people, the one I don't know, but I heard from a colleague who knows somebody who's really unhappy in her marriage, and I said, "Oh, I will send you the Instagram account of Isabel because she's so lovely." So that's my advice: do the Untamed traject, and it will help you so much because it helped me a lot. Yeah, it freed me from my prison. So for me, it's allez, that's what I would say to them.
that's a beautiful one to end with.
Yeah, but I can't just say how do this or do that because no, in your course everything is there and you do it step by step on a it's for 6 months that you really took me by my hand and step by step got me through this process. But the first thing you have to do when you're in the situation is saying yes to yourself and give yourself the permission to at least look at this, what you have in your hands and what you feel, and that little voice inside you. And because she is silently screaming, take the course of Isabel.
Yeah. Yes, but I think it is like the fundamental thing, like give yourself permission. And I think that was the big struggle for you and for many women, like giving yourself the permission, like I am allowed. And especially, and I think you will recognize this as well, when he's not like the bad guy, like when there would be abuse or like aggressive behavior, like whatever, then we feel like, okay, now we are allowed. But when everything seems okay, it's so hard to give yourself that permission.
Yeah. Yeah, and even my daughter last week, she confirmed that she said, "Well, you are two different people," and I said, "Can you actually see the difference? That now that we're apart, is how is your dad and how am I? How do you see this?" And she said, "Well, dad is bloomed. He now is a totally different person because he also kept himself small in our relationship. So for her, that was really the confirmation that we didn't fit." And I asked her, "So, and how do you see me?" She said, "You don't have to look over your shoulder anymore to see if he is falling."
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I get chicken pox.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, so she too saw how I was struggling to
hmm
move forward with my life, but he was always putting his feet in the sand.
hmm
Voilà.
And now you're talking about your daughters, like a lot of women struggle with the fact like divorce and children. What's your experience now? Because you moved through it, you do have great contact with your kids. Like how do you see this?
Yeah, of course, the part where you tell them it's never easy, you have to go through that. But when you do it with the best intentions, and they will see that. And in hindsight, they too tell me now, you guys are so different, and we had a great childhood, but now that you are apart, we can see why. And yes, it's an adjustment, of course. They have two houses now, and they have to adjust a little bit, but they can actually see that we are both happier.
hmm And
Even
do you,
yeah, and that's for me also a big eye opener that it was a very good decision.
yeah, because they see like it's better for mom and dad, like you finally both are expressing yourself and breathing again, and they
Yeah,
feel it as well.
yeah.
hmm
So yeah, and there I have sometimes, especially the oldest. Sometimes she said, "Well, sometimes I cry because yeah, the core family is broken up. But in now we have two families and two
hmm
homes, and they're both warm, and we feel at home at both houses. So
hmm
no,
So
they're
for all the moms struggling with the idea of the divorce and the kids, like, what would you tell them? Like, is there something that you would like to have heard when you were in the situation?
they will survive. And
hmm
even more than survive. The youngest, she doesn't really see any difference. Like for her, it's all okay, we're not together, but there's always a parent in the house, and she never feels alone, and she always feels seen. And as long
hmm
as you are happy and you can give them a home, a warm home, then that's the most important thing. So
Yeah,
just,
it is.
yeah,
And now, like, it's maybe split, but they do see both of you for real. They do have another connection because both of your and your real energy. Now you can take them, for example, traveling and all the stuff you want to do instead of living together where you
yeah.
both were like collapsed and
And also, that's what the youngest said. She said, now I have especially when it comes to the homes, she said, there are two different homes, but I get the best of both worlds. And for me, that was always, yeah, it's very enriching for them too, because now they see the essence of their dad and the essence of their mom, and they take the best out of them, and that is what they take with them.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. So thank you so much, Charlotte, for today's interview.
You're welcome.
And yeah, we'll still have like a little bit of time working together, but like it's
Mhm.
amazing what you did. And I think it's such a beautiful example for many, many women.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.